Hello guys, and welcome to a different kind of Unscripted. I don't have much gameplay footage left of HULDA, JORMUNGANDR, who we're going to be calling George from here on out. So I gotta do quite a lot of the format like this, which I hope you don't mind. So I want to start off by explaining how we're going to review the character. We've kind of done a similar thing with Blackbriar and Hitokiri before. If you've ever seen those unscripted videos, buffs and nerfs on VP and also on Hitokiri. Is Hitokiri anti-fun for those two videos? So the way we're going to go about this one, like my kind of opinion is kind of like our way of thinking about characters kind of evolved over time. I hope it's better. You could be the judge of that, I guess. So we're going to look at them in terms of power design, which is just how viable are they at the top level, you know, why not, that kind of thing. And we're going to look at them from a fun design aspect. And the framework to look at them, fun design is obviously really subjective, but you know, I'll do my best. That's fun to play with and against, by the way. And then you also have the framework, and the framework will be, you know, what was the goal of this character? Did the character meet that goal? So the character is designed as a stamina bully. I can say, well, I don't think a stamina bully works in For Honor right now, but since you've gone for it, let's see how coherent it is, or how well it works or doesn't work. So like that. So I'm not going to do 10 minutes ranting about you shouldn't have met a stamina bully in For Honor. I mean, but just to get that one out of the way. Otherwise, we'll go nowhere. All right, so let's look at him from power design standpoint, which, like as I said, is, you know, what tier lists are made of, like strictly that level. You know, it's leave out the fun for a minute. So there's 4 scenarios I like to look at a hero for to judge them in terms of their power level or viability, at highest level play. And because there's only 4 fight scenarios in For Honor. You have 1v1s, you have 1vx, which is anti-gank, you know, you have xv1, which is ganking, a ganker, and then you have xvx, which is team fighting, so 2v3, 2v2, 3v2, 3v3, 4v3, 3v4, and 4v4, so, you know, team fighting, basically. Team fighting and anti-ganking share a lot of mechanics required or needed to be good at those ones. 1v1s and xv1 like are pretty different, what's needed to be good at each. So let's start with 1v1. So in 1v1, the biggest flaw of this character is that because of how reactable and how high a recovery the bash has, characters with dodge attacks faster than Kensei or Jang Jun shut down all stamina pressure. If both players, obviously this is all in the context of players playing at a high level, not necessarily top level like top tournament players. Think guys who should be people at 100 reps plus even. I want to say lower, but we'll just do it there for the sake of argument. Anyone who can react to a 600 MS bash. So if you have a dodge attack that's faster than Kensei or Jang Jun, and yeah, I mean, there's no way for him to punish you or to pressure you on your stamina. The entire kit revolves around stamina pressure, and as a result, in 1v1, 17 or so heroes in the game have dodge attacks. They all shut him down. Not just shut him down, right? Shutting someone's offense down doesn't mean you're getting punishes. Like 15 of those 17 or something get guaranteed punishes every time a bash comes out from this hero. The tracking on the unblockable isn't good enough to confuse someone like BP's unblockable is. mixed up with his bash after a light attack. So if you do a light attack with BP, a lot of people will dodge the bash and prediction afterwards. If they dodge the bash and prediction, they eat the unblockable. If they wait, they've got to deal with a reaction to the bash, and neither of them are like extremely difficult to deal with, but they work well together. And I think that's what was aimed at here between the unblockable and the bash in chain, but it didn't really work out due to the unblockables tracking. So you can side dodge out of there when you see the orange, do your dodge attack, take your damage, and you're Gucci. That seems to be the case. I would like more time to evaluate that. The exact scenarios, specific matches. Do you delay your dodge? Do you buffer your dodge attack? You know which one? Well, it's either or. Shut down by dodge attack characters. So that's, God, more than half the heroes. I want to say majority, which would be a majority. So he just completely bad against them. He has no way of dealing with that really, really basic mechanic in For Honor. So that's already a big fat negative. Now the second thing is there is no damage off the bashes. No confirmed damage. The only bash, there's 2 instances of bashes confirming damage. One is on the parry counter, I believe. The other one is if they're out of stamina. They're the 2 most common ones anyway, because you'll knock them down and get your hammer slam. And that's it. So the other ones are designed around stamina punishment. But as we said, they're relatively easy to react to, and they are punished by dodge attack heroes. So even if you don't have a dodge attack, they're still relatively easy to shut down. And you go, okay, well, what other pressure does he have? Does he have a secondary form of pressure that's not stamina? And he doesn't. He doesn't. He's built really, really, really heavily around those bashes. So the weaker they are, the character is completely defined by them. And the flow of the character. So since he is his light attacks are 500 ms from neutral, you can whiff into your unblockable, but your unblockable is extremely easy to avoid at ranges that aren't right in your face. The characters aren't hugging each other. Then there's his forward dash with hyper armor. Forward dash heavy doesn't have any pressure for you to do anything other than block. It's also a pretty easy parry. It's quite a pronounced animation. So I mean that's it. To be honest, he's pretty bad in 1v1. That's, you got bad tier. Let's look at another scenario. Alright, we're a little bit slow on schedule. We're going a bit slow on the video, so I'll try to go a bit faster, which we're going to miss over a few things. So now we have 1vx. So this is anti-ganking. So 1vx scenarios. You want to be like Nabushi, you want to be like Kenta, you want to be like Jangjun, you want to be like Zerk. What do those, characters have in common? They have useful hitboxes externally, which those characters are non-existent. They're able to swap back and forward between a decent distance and range of various opponents and teammates, which is called peel. And they have good dash cancels or recovery cancels, and they have decent damage. They have good range on the attacks, including those hitboxes. And our boy George has exactly none of that. He's got none of it. So he's got no special defensive tool that helps him be, well, he mightn't kill him out, but maybe he'd be very, very hard to kill, a conqueror. But no, he doesn't have that either. So, I mean, in short, he's got no tools for it, for the anti-ganking. And think of it like this. In 1v1 against dodge attack characters, even 1v1 against someone who's like a sweaty gamer, you're going to find it very hard to pressure that stamina bar in order to get your absurd punishes, the 80 damage one, let's say. So how are you going to pressure 2 people's stamina bar at the same time? How are you going to pressure 3 people's stamina bars? You You don't. Yeah, he sucks. He's really fucking bad in 1vx. So that's 1vx. Bad tier. Bad. And now we have XV1, ganking. Now, I know people are saying, wow, he's amazing in ganks. He's so good. So good at ganks, dude. Like, million damage, cool BP gank. You got your 100 damage Rider gank, which is actually a quite useful one. More useful than the BP one. But, here's the issue. He doesn't make ganks happen. He joins in on ganks with big boy punishes, which means those ganks occur less. Shaman makes ganks happen. Berserker Zone makes ganks happen. A Raider's Charge makes ganks happen. George does not make ganks happen. George sees someone getting ganked or sees someone low on stamina and goes, I'm gonna fuck him up. But good players will manage their stamina knowing George is around. So there goes the stamina part of things. It'll just end up slowing down the flow of the fight, in all honesty, rather than increasing the danger level for the person being ganked. Then you have, like I said, he doesn't facilitate the gank. I mean, that he has no way of making it happen. It doesn't happen. If you want to use his bash, it's just feed and revenge. That's kind of it. Big boy Punisher, but he don't make any shit happen. So ganking, bad tier, bad. Alright, now we've got team fighting, XVX. Now the thing about team fighting is that it shares a huge amount in common with being good at anti-ganking. Quite a lot. So you want good hitboxes. George has none. I use the zone attack. That's it. You want the ability to peel and swap back and forward between teammates and opponents and punishing recoveries and preventing confirmed punishes on your teammates. He doesn't have that either. They're the two main ones that are really, really useful. That's what makes Nobushi so good. I mean, that's kind of it. They're the two priority ones. You want external pressure, good external pressure, but George doesn't really have good external pressure. He's got external pressure like Tiandi has external pressure, except without damage. So, I guess you could push the person who's low on stamina. That's probably how you would play it. You'd push the person low on stamina. You try to dodge heavy hyper armor into stuff. You'll try get someone under unblockable pressure, but that's difficult to do externally because people can lock onto someone else and side dodge away. While maintaining a relatively low recovery in those side dodges, and spacing out correctly away from you so that you can continue to pressure them. Because, well, you don't have range. And that's about it. Bad tier. Bad. Also, those noises you just heard, some people are following the Twitch. Twitch drops today, by the way. Free steal. All week. Let's go, boys. Okay, now it's time for, like, fun design. In the same 4 scenarios, but also, aesthetics, sound effects, voice acting, and all that. So, voice acting, it's okay. I mean, it is a bit squealy, isn't it? But, I mean, I'm okay with it. I think it could have been better for sure. Doesn't blow me away by any stretch of the imagination. It's on the meme side of things. Kind of reminds me of Psycho from Borderlands, actually. For aesthetics, I'm actually a fan of the aesthetics because it reminds me of God of War, and I have a bias there. So God of War is one of my favorite games ever. In like 25, I'm not that old. Like 22 years playing games or something. Like God of War was a masterpiece. So that I'm super biased in that. So you may certainly disagree there, for sure. Certainly sound effects. These sound effects remind me of like the Marvel sound effects for like Thor's hammer, Mjolnir, which I quite like. Sometimes it does sound a little bit memey again, like the the bonks, and some are high pitched, some are lower pitched. They're a little bit here and there, but I'm okay with them too. For the most part, I like them. I love the sound of the hammer slam when you wind it up. That's amazing. That's sick. Now onto like the scenarios for the character. So 1v1, is he fun to play? I mean, Bully play styles are fun play styles. Like just bullying people online in games is really fun. I'm a big fan of online bullying. And God, out of context is terrible. In context, it might be terrible as well. I know in this community, it's hard to know. But in 1v1s anyway, if you're able to pull off the stand bullying, the bullying in general, you ram someone in a corner and they're body blocked so they can't avoid your bashes. God, I might have a clip of that. But it's fun, like. It's just fun to bully other players and have bully play styles and things like that. But in For Honor, it's super problematic. So it's fun for you when it works, which I don't think will be often against good players. Casual matchmaking, you'll pull it off, I'm sure. Especially early on with the character when people are getting used to it. But I mean, in For Honor, I said we weren't going to get into, but we'll get into briefly. Stamina bullying is a character in a game with huge stamina problems. But complaints about stamina from everywhere, from like a new player to people playing tournaments for 2 years in duels, in brawls, in Dominion. I mean, it was a pretty risky choice, we'll say, for that type of character. Now, if For Honor stamina pools drastically change and it turns out this is the only stamina bully we have in the game, like what's that, he makes up like 4% of the cast, it's fine. I'm fine with it in that scenario. Right now, I'm not a big fan of going for that design. Maybe it'll look better in future, and in hindsight, it was okay. But even then, I would have liked if stamina bullying was his secondary, like, part of his identity, and his primary part was like a more useful moveset and kit outside of stamina pressure scenarios. Because I mean, he needs it. So that stuff, because of that, it can be kind of disappointing. Like playing, like for example, I played into Ravelord's Valkyrie. I was having fun playing him into people who weren't used to him and people who didn't have dodge attacks. I was playing into other George people playing Georges, and I was having fun then. Right into Ravelord's Valkyrie, who can dodge attack on reaction, and Rave has fantastic reaction times, and he's one of the best duelists the game has ever had. And I got fucking destroyed like 4 games in a row, and then I was like, okay, George is dead versus dodge attacks. So that's not fun. The bullying is fun. Questionable character choice. 1v1s, if you pull it off, you're going to be having fun bullying people, but you won't pull it off as much as you want. So there we go. And for people playing against you, when you do pull it off, they're not going to be having fun because of the whole stamina issues in For Honor. And if you don't pull it off, well, you're in a matchup with a dodge attack, you're going to be turtling because that's all you can do. And fighting against people who do nothing is boring. So people need to have offense to be encouraged to press buttons. He doesn't have neutral offense pressure. He doesn't have too much pressure in chain. He has pressure when you're out of stamina or low on stamina. That's the way it be. So not very fun 1v1s. 1vx, you're not going to be able to use your 1vx, which is anti-ganky. You're not going to be able to use your stamina pressure because you have to manage multiple stamina bars, and that's simply not possible. The rest of your kit is lacking way too much when people have decent stamina. So you're not going to have fun in 1vx either. Because your kit isn't coherent within those scenarios. It's not competent. It's not competent in ones. It's not competent enough skill or power floor. Let's call it a power floor. There's not a competent enough power floor in ones. There's not a competent enough power floor in 1vx. XVX team fights, you'll have a little bit more fun kind of looking for the person who's low on stamina. There's always that one guy pressing too many buttons in a team fight. He's low on stamina. You're going to go up and punch him. Your whole team's going to gang on him. You'll have more fun in team fights in general. For Honor are super fun. I love team fights. That's why a lot of people love 2v2s. More characters can get involved and do different things and combine with different stuff. And 2v2s, a lot of or team fights, XVX. You'll have more fun with the character, generally speaking. Then there is XV1, which where you're getting ganked. You're not gonna have a lot of fun with that. It's gonna feel like you're being ganked while you're playing Centurion. Except for maybe worse. Hard to tell. It might be worse. Do you know what? I think it might be slightly better just because you have your zone attack, and it's not 3 zones that you can't feint. You oh my god. So you've got that going for you. So they'll be a little bit more fun, but they're still going to be you're not going to feel like badass Nobushi. You're not going to feel like Strong Boy Kansai in those scenarios, Jang Jun, Berserker, and they're the most obvious ones that come to mind, BP, whoever else. You're not going to feel like that. You're not going to feel like you've a whole lot of depth, a whole lot of tools to work with, a back and forth with your gankers, and the people ganking you. So it's and then you have XV1. I'm not sure if we said that one. If we messed up the labeling the scenarios, you know what I meant. Then you have XV1 ganks. Now, if a guy is playing smart, you're not going to have fun in ganks. Because you want him low on stamina, or you want him on his back. So in specific situations, in very specific scenarios, in situations, you'll have a raider there who's looking for charges. You can have heavy hits done for to confirm his charge, and you'll have fun. That'll be fun. The opponent will know you're trying to do that. He'll play around it. You'll have this back and forth in strategy. Then in the the Black Prior one needs a confirmed guard break. I'm sure some of you have seen that on, I think it was probably on Freeze's video. That needs a confirmed guard break, so like not very useful in my eyes. Although with Black Prior 1v1ing, he might be able to push the opponent low on stamina, and then you can kind of work together to finish him out. So with certain characters, you'll have fun going in for ganks and trying to make it work. But against clever players and without those characters specifically to support you, you won't have your big punish moments enough after people get used to George's being around the house to have much fun there. So he just lacks tools required to be someone who makes ganks happen. You join in on your punishes, God, you will have fun with those punishes. They are nuts. But other than that, you won't be making stuff happen. You're not a wheeler dealer in terms of the ganks. And that's about it for the character. So all in all, I still have a heavy bias to play the character because, like I said, I love God of War. It reminds me of that. I'll be vibing to God of War OST like on streams and like recording clips and making videos for it and trying to pull off those big crazy punishes. But the character is certainly disappointing. I think it will be dishonest to say otherwise. He's just lacking, man. He's just underwhelming. He just feels like 70% of a hero. Like he's not all there. Like he's an alpha or something. Like he still has to be built up. Like, and I don't just mean like he needs buffs to numbers and changes like that. I feel like he's missing moves from his moveset. And it's weird. It's almost like you can feel it while playing him. But that's about it. That's our review for our boy. I don't have recommendations of buffs, nerfs, and things, and new moves or recoveries or whatever. I don't have those yet. It's way too early to say. This is just a review on the character and identifying where he's at. He's going to be low tier. You might still have a ton of fun with him and love him. I'm still going to have fun with him and enjoy him. And with that, I hope you guys enjoyed. Appreciate you listening to such a long form video, and with that, I'll catch you later.
It was the